Rico.
All right, we live. Shotmakers Club, episode 11. I'm here with my co-host, Erik Whaley.
What it do, baby?
And we are here with the E.A.T Academy. I'm going to let Erik introduce his partners.
You know, we got the CEO, the head lady in charge, Coach KD, Karlyn Dixon.
That's me.
And we got the head of basketball training and everything else basketball related. The man, the myth, the legend, and all that good stuff, the point guard.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it. So, we are here today at the E.A.T Academy. I wanted to stop by here. This is actually an episode I've been wanting to do since the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what this podcast is all about is people who stay close to the game. And y'all, this is every day for y'all. So I just want to talk about, how the E.A.T Academy came to be and how you guys teamed up the way y'all did.
You want to go ahead and start it off, KD?
So we started about 5 years ago. We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary back in November. And 5 years is actually kind of a stretch. That's just officially when we had our LLC. But when we first started, I was still in graduate school. Erik had just gotten out of school. Dijuan, you was probably just coming out from overseas around that time.
Yep.
So we started off, just kind of with the plans, writing stuff down. I was in graduate school in Richmond, so Erik was just kind of at home, training at the Y, sneaking people in when he could. And so when I got home, we wanted to do some camps, so we did a couple camps that summer of 2015. And then we started trying to train a little bit more, actually down the street from where we are now, in this little garage. It's like a storage room. And Jeff McGill was the one, rest in peace to him. But he gave us our really fresh start to be able to start training. And so after that, we just kind of knew we wanted to get our own place. So at the latter part of 2016, we found a warehouse over off of Old Palmer Road.
Yep.
And we outfitted it. We drove to Atlanta, got the sport court, old sport court to put in there. Bought a goal that has to go in the ground, so we had to have somebody come and put it through the cement, through the concrete.
Yeah, definitely. To that point, I just want to give a quick shout out to Marquise Williams, because he's the one who helped us fund that goal, and DJ Humphreys that plays for Arizona Cardinals. Man, both of us, they gave us 2 big donations that helped, fund that goal as well. To old Malacrete teammates in basketball, and they both play football. And so they helped us, and that was probably one of the biggest gestures that we received at the E.A.T Academy, and that really, because beyond the sports court, that was probably our obviously it's basketball, so you need a place to put the basketball in,
and you need a good goal.
You need a good goal, man. We couldn't
have no outside goal.
Yeah, and so we was trying to figure out, man, because we fresh out of college, we ain't really got $2,000 to spend on a baskstball goal,
right,
man.
Of course.
And those 2 definitely stepped up big time and helped us with that. And I think that definitely, jump started and kicked us,
for sure.
Kicked us off. Yeah.
And I kind of neglected to mention that, but we had a little GoFundMe.
Yep.
And we probably raised about $6,000 just to kind of help us get going. And it was just a lot of friends, family, people from Catholic University, from where I went to undergrad and played there. Some of my teammates, some of their parents, helped out with that. And so we ended up doing that. And then in the springtime is when I got a text. I got a text from a friend of ours, Lex Hamp. And she, she used to play at Olympic.
Okay.
And play college ball as well. So she hit me up and said that she had somebody looking for a gym. Now, she told me it was Dijuan. Now I'm already following Dijuan on Instagram and all of that. So I knew of him, but I had never actually met him. So he came over just to kind of use the gym for training the very first time. And then like that first day, we talked about, what can we really do together? How can we utilize each other and come together and really, make a difference and make a splash in the entire Charlotte basketball community. And I think, not to really brag, but I think that we've done that very well to now. So
yeah, that's dope. So
and to that point, it was kind of like a match made in heaven because I had already known Dijuan. I've known Dijuan probably since I was like in 9th grade. Just going up to the YMCA and university like every day after school, after practice, whatever. And they were like the OGs. And they used to beat us up. Always beating us, in games of 5-on-5, and every now and then, the young kids would get a dub, but they were the ones who taught us and really put that dog in us, from a mentality standpoint on the court, man. We knew, once we could run with them. When we was playing kids our age, it was going to be easy, So it was definitely just like a match made in heaven.
And I feel that has become y'all reputation at E.A.T, because when we talk to the kids that train with y'all, that's always what they're saying. Like, it's dogs up there. They getting up in and say, that's why we getting better.
Exactly.
Dijuan they're having to go against Dijuan. So Dijuan, tell us about your journey and how you started from. I know you went to UNC Charlotte, correct?
Yes.
And played overseas, and now you're in the community. You become a staple, I believe, in Charlotte basketball community along with E.A.T.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The journey was very long. I did start in high school at Moss Park.
Okay.
And what people may not know, I actually went to 4 different high schools. In my high school career, I went to Olympic for a short period of time, Victory Christian, Garinger, and Moss Park. Due to different things and circumstances and situations in my personal life with my family.
Yep.
So, but finally, once I actually got stable, I landed at Victory Christian. My last 2 years, my junior and senior year, which was probably the most important years for me. I am a product of the reclass. So people may know, may not know, yes, I am a kid who also reclassed. But it's advantages and disadvantages to all of that. I use mine as an advantage due to grades, and that was the reason that I actually reclassed, because I wanted to make myself eligible basically to play college basketball once I started seeing that I was able to be recruited and I was good enough to play at the next level. So I went over there for my next 2 years. And it was definitely a match made in heaven. It gave me everything I needed, the experience, the background. Pastor Gould ran a lot of the things. It was very biblical in a sense. So it helped me better myself on and off the floor. And then after that, of course, I went to junior college for a year. So again, it was still a second step for me as always, so I didn't go straight to college. And, I had to work for everything. So I had to go to junior college and, again, level up. But then when you level up, what I realize is even when you level up, you start at the very beginning. So every new level, you got to start at the beginning again. So, yeah, I leveled up and went to junior college, but still I was at the bottom of junior college.
Right.
So I had to earn my respect in Temple Bay, Florida, in one of the toughest conferences in junior college. And then, again, I leveled up and chose to walk on at UNC Charlotte, is what people may not know about me. I did choose to walk on. They did grant me a scholarship right before school started, but the entire summer that I was there working out, I was a actual walk on.
And talk about, real quick, for some of the kids that may be watching, just talk about, that walk on process and, what certain kids, may not know, what it is to be a walk on and then what it takes for you to be a walk on and then turn that into a scholarship position.
Well, a lot of times, first of all, as a walk-on, sometimes you're not always well respected by your peers that are there on scholarship or even the coaching staff because they look at you as a +1. They look at you as more so, not to be disrespectful, but a peasant. Because because you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You're on the team, but you're not a part of the team.
Right.
And I think that's the toughest part. You're practicing, you're getting guys better every single day, but you don't get that same opportunity. You're not getting the same love, the same attention. You might not even get the same gear that they are getting.
Right.
So, yeah, you really feel less than. The thing is, I went in there with a mindset already, though, that I belong. I knew I belonged because I was getting offers from other places. But being away for that whole year just made me miss home. And so I just got homesick, and I wanted to be at home.
Yeah.
So I did everything in my willpower to make that dream a reality. So when they did come see me, shout out to Coach Moxley and Coach Perrin for coming to watch me. They advised me, like, they had a transfer already there. Michael Garrity, who's now the director of basketball operations with the Cavs. He's been there the last 7 years. Played at Modern Day. Big time school. He was a ranked guard, played with DJ Strawberry.
Yep.
He had just became freshman of the year at Pepperdine. Averaged 16 points. So he was coming in with a big buzz, and they expected so much from this kid. But the one thing that was in my favor is he had to sit 7 games before he was eligible to play. So everything was really in my hands. I was able to control my fate, my destiny, and I said, if I just do what I need to do and we win and we produce, then it'll create a different narrative. Now Coach will have to actually go back and look and say, okay, who's the better guard for our team this year?
Yeah.
So when that began and competition was brought out, only one person was able to win the job. I ended up winning it, and then the following year he transferred out.
Wow. And that's a great example of, just being ready for your opportunity. You know what I mean? Because especially in basketball, there's a lot of kids that they might play on a stacked high school team and they sitting on the bench, but you never know when your number gonna be called. And once it is, you show what you can do, you might be the starter. You know what I mean? Right. So that's dope, man. And what I see from the E.A.T Academy, the reason why I really wanted to do a podcast with y'all is just the dedication to the game of basketball, and the community. I know Katie alluded to the fact that y'all did a, what's it called?
Book bag drive?
No, the donation.
Last weekend.
Yeah. We made care kits for the homeless.
Yeah, care kids and things like that. And because the community is helping y'all give back.
Yep.
Right.
So and to that point, one of the things that we try to do, every year is that, book bag drive. I think that's why, Dijuan mentioned that, every summer, every fall, right before the kids go back to school, we have, just this big function, and we have vendors and all type of events for the kids as well. And we just try to get as many big book bags and school supplies as much. So that's one of the kind of one of the main events that we do for the community as well. But one of the things that I kind of wanted to get into for both KD and Dijuan is, you guys spend a lot of time up here, training and things like that. What are some of your philosophies when it comes to, skill development and really, trying to, make a player better, he or she, anytime they walk in the building?
Well, on the skill development part, I think E.A.T Academy prides itself in hard work, understanding what hard work actually is, being dedicated to your craft on a day-to-day basis, not just when you come to E.A.T Academy, but outside of E.A.T Academy hours. We also pride ourselves when we say get better, just touching up the entire game, understanding where the game is now and trying to get kids to play that way. We're not a big program or academy where we're doing a whole bunch of extra ball handling exercises and a bunch of gimmicks and things of that nature. We don't pride ourselves on those things. We pride ourselves on real basketball, understanding how to space the floor, understanding where to get shots at, understanding what are you actually looking at when you're running pick and roll. So here it is a lot more teaching, breakdown, fundamentals. But we also pride ourselves in everybody must go hard because E.A.T Academy is everywhere. It may be a different name, but in every state and every country, there is a E.A.T Academy somewhere where a kid has the same ambition, same dream, same goal of getting to the next level.
Yep.
And we pride ourselves in making sure that our kids understand that every opportunity you can't waste. When you get those opportunities, don't waste the opportunity and don't have to go back and say, what if I did? Or if I did do that, it would have been so much better. And I think a lot of kids are seeing the actions or seeing the work and the results now because we pride ourselves, like I said, real basketball. A lot of times, a lot of kids don't really understand spacing on the floor or what they're doing when they are even on the floor. I heard LeBron say, I think he quoted that the NBA is full of dumb basketball players that just jump really, really high and very, very athletic. That is very true because the average European basketball player can come over here right now, i.e. Luka Doncic, and in 1 year he's became a staple because they've been playing the right style, the right way, the right brand since he's probably been 12 years old. Yeah. So now when he come over here, it's so much easier because the floor is so much spaced out. And it's like, man, this is easy. Like I can get to every spot I want to. I understand pick and roll. I've been doing this all my life already, and it shows. So I think what makes us different is that we teach real basketball. We teach the game the way it's supposed to be played, and I think our kids are able to translate what they learn here right into the game because it's the exact same actions that they see over and over and over again.
And I think also to that point, I think one of the things that, kids thrive on when they come here is the spirit of competition that goes on, in this gym, man. Like, it ain't we tell them all the time, like, if you scared, this the wrong place. Dijuan is probably one of the most high level, as far as energy, and what he demands out of, his players when he's training them that I've seen. Yep. You can't come in here, half stepping and lollygagging because he gonna expose you.
And the work speaks for itself because the kids that do train with y'all are a lot of them recognized on a national level.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the work speaks for itself, and all those kids that we've talked to, i.e. Jocelyn Felton, they all allude to the work that they're putting in at E and with Dijuan.
I think one of the points that is probably very important to make is the consistency of your work. Like Jasim is one of those kids that was literally in here 2-3 times a day over the summertime. He actually was a junior counselor for our summer camp. And so he was here all day and he took advantage of being in here. He wasn't, sitting over in the corner on his phone or something like that. Like, a lot of kids are. He was putting in work 2 or 3 times a day. And that's something that, you can see. And so I think that, when you're consistent about something, you're going to see the fruits of your labor. Yep. And so I always look at what we do out here as a metaphor for real life.
Yep.
Obviously we know that every single kid is not going to play college basketball. Every single kid is not going to play professional basketball. But sometimes it's not really about that. We know that sport is a vehicle to teach us a lot of life lessons, and teach us work ethic, how to work hard, goal setting, and literally just being consistent, being very determined and pointed with what you want to do and what you're trying to get out of it.
And I'll add to that teamwork. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us have jobs where you gotta work in teams. You're gonna be working with other people. How can you work with other people?
That's I'll say, I have to give a shout out to my graduate school program, the Center for Sport Leadership at Virginia Commonwealth University. Okay. And that was one thing that, especially when you work in the sport field, you work in teams like all the time. So a lot of our projects and things that we were doing were in groups, and you gotta learn how to work in groups. So obviously being a part of a team as a young person, that kind of teaches you how to work with people, work within their strengths and their weaknesses. Obviously if anybody's interested in a graduate school program out there, I would recommend CSL at VCU.
Hey,
you can follow them on Instagram.
And I think that's a great lead off because, with you, you know, a lot of people come in through the doors and, you know, they see Dijuan, you know, they see you know, and, you know, right now during basketball season, they don't see me as much. But in the summertime, you know, I'm here, you know, kind of in the fall before the basketball season, I'm here. But, you know, a lot of people see us three and they don't really know the business dynamics of, you know, what's going on until they talk to us, obviously, or they go to our website and go to our social media. But, you know, with Karlyn, KD, with you being, you know, the CEO of the E.A.T Academy, you know, how did, you know, just that extra learning experience of you going to VCU, you know, joining their graduate program, you know, how do you think that prepared you to be a CEO of your own company?
I would say everything. Everything that we did there were things that I needed to learn to be able to, you know, help us get to this point. You know, in undergrad, I didn't major in sport management, so I was a psychology major. And about, you know, a little bit before my senior year, I was kind of like, I don't really want to, you know, be a psychologist. It's like I want to stay in the sport field. I want to, you know, I want to do something. So, you know, I kind of explored a bunch of different things. I interned at George Washington University summer before my senior year. Got to kind of see their facility side, some things that were going on there. And then obviously after I knew I wanted to, you know, pursue a career in the sport industry, then I decided to go to graduate school. So going to VCU, to me, you know, and they'll tell you this, the biggest part about going there is that you're actually doing the work. So you're not just in a book every day and just reading about doing the stuff. You're doing it. And so I think that's a huge deal because you get to work with real organizations and companies that are in Richmond and thriving. And so you see what it's like to be out in the field. You know, you're getting sponsorships, you're doing, you know, marketing plans, all types of things that creating events. So a lot of those things are what, you know, we're doing now. So, you know, I think that also the name, you know, sport leadership, like that's, and, you know, that's the name of their program. And it's that name for a reason because, you know, why just become somebody in the sport field, just, you know, out there, like you need to learn how to become a leader. So I think that helped, that has helped me a lot with everything. And I've told all my professors plenty of times, like, thank you so much because, everything that I'm doing now are things that I learned from y'all. So
that's great. And look at E.A.T now. Y'all just celebrated 5 years, correct? So
and it's been a long 5 years too. I will say that.
So when I walked in here, this is my first time actually coming to E.A.T. And when I walked in here, the first thing that struck me was that the age group. It seems that you've got you know, elementary school kids all the way up to high school kids
in one group.
Yeah. And when I'm watching some of the kids that I'm not sure how old they were, the dribble moves and the package moves, you could tell it's almost like they've been working with cones and they've been working with dribble, you know, learning how to have go-to moves and not just dribbling for no reason.
Yeah, and Dijuan can kind of speak to it more, but, you know, one of the things that we definitely pride ourselves in is kind of like that old school mentality. You know, like for me, you know, back in the day, we ain't really have no skills trainers. You know, it was go to the gym by yourself or you go to the YMCA and you play against other kids. And a lot of times when you're young, those kids that you're playing against are a lot older than you. So, you know, we kind of adopt
shout out Scotty Scott.
we kind of adopt that mentality. Is, you know, as long as a kid can dribble a basketball, for us, he can be in any you know, in any group with anybody. You know, it's one thing if a kid is just learning how to dribble, but, you know, as long as they can dribble, you know, you gonna be in a group. You might be 5 years old, but be in a group with Josine Felton, you know, because Josine work out with anybody. Josine don't care. You know, there are definitely some kids that we try to keep separate from everybody else just because, you know, of the talent level and, you know, the attention to detail that we have to have with certain kids. So there are always those kids that, you know, kind of work out by themselves, especially, you know, Jasim and the Jaden Bradleys and the Schifinos. You know, we try to keep those kids, you know, to themselves as much as possible. But everybody else, man, it's a worker's mentality. You know, teach you not to be scared.
Yep. And the exposure to that type of talent is only going to be good for those kids, the younger generation, because you know, being around kids that like Jasim or the other kids you alluded to that are in here 2-3 times a day. Every time you come in here, they're in here. They're working on their game. And, you know, that's why I, you know, feel like what y'all doing here, you know, it's going to continue to be a staple in Charlotte basketball. All these kids are coming through E.A.T at some point, you know, so.
And that's a true blessing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, from when we started and, you know, when we all came together and we set out to have we got a certain vision, you know, it has not been easy by any means. And it still isn't easy. Like, you know, it's literally, this is not easy. And especially now we have so much space, you know, from a business perspective, it's definitely very, very difficult. But I would say that it's been rewarding. It's been a very rewarding experience to watch this grow from like literally a seed and just writing stuff down on paper. You know, that's amazing to me. So thankful for everybody that's believed in us.
Dope. Look, I think we could wrap it up there. Why don't y'all got anybody want to shout out?
Go ahead.
I want to shout out my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Okay.
For sure. And ain't no way we'd be here without him.
Yep.
Definitely. And he might be a woman as well. We won't get into that today. My family, of course, for all of their support, because, you know, I come home sometimes in a tizzy. So thankful for them for just listening to me rant all the time. And I gotta give a shout out to Erik and Dijuan, because these are my besties, and I love them.
We love you too, man.
What about you, Dijuan? You got some shout out there?
Go ahead, run them off.
Yeah, I got a couple shout outs. Coach Lutz, shout out Coach Lutz. He's at Nebraska. Shout out definitely Coach Lutz. First coach to give me an opportunity to play at one of the highest levels I was able to play at. So definitely shout out Coach Lutz. Shout out Coach Perrin, one of the very first coaches to come to my house, my grandmother's house on West Boulevard, and recruit me when a lot of people was just not coming to West Boulevard to sit in nobody's living room. Shout out Coach Perrin. Shout out all the parents that believe in me, that trusted me with their kid future. I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all, because I don't think I would be who I am without any of y'all. So I do appreciate that. Shout out KD. None of this would have transpired if it wasn't for her just believing in me, believing in my dream, my passion, because that's one of the toughest things to do when you are building business relationships. Everybody, you know, in this game has ulterior motives. And so for her to see through all of that and still believe in me, believe in our vision as one, I really do appreciate that, because she didn't have to do that. Shout out my family and friends, and most importantly, man, shout out all the haters. I really do appreciate
shout them out.
one of y'all. Y'all motivate me.
We won't
every
get in
day.
this episode.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
are gonna
Perfect.
be so great. I really appreciate y'all. Continue to do that each and every day. I'm smiling. I love it. I enjoy it. I
There you
definitely love to be in that space to be hated. So, haters, thank you. I appreciate all of y'all.
Tell them real quick, Point Guard. Tell them when Point Guard everything is.
Oh, yeah. Point Guard College is coming up the end of March. Be looking out for invites. It's only the top 20 kids
For the elite
in the area for
Let's
the
get
elite
it.
one. We also having a middle school Point Guard College coming up. Be ready for those dates. And Miami, we are invading Miami. Point Guard College, end of August.
MIA-O.
Shout out
Let's get it.
Miami Hoop School. Shout out Andrew Moran. Shout out Junior. I really appreciate all of y'all helping me with this. This is going to be a big, major event. Miami, I appreciate y'all. I will be there, end of August. Columbia High School, Andrew Moran, Miami Hoop School. Collaboration.
Yep, big time. Yep. Anything else, Erik?
Yeah, man. Chef, definitely, you know, shout out to the E.A.T Academy. You know, words can't express, you know, just just what, you know, the E.A.T Academy, you know, has done for me and the opportunities that has provided me, you know, the connections that I get to have with different kids and coaches, man. You know, it's definitely, you know, KD, you know, we started this thing together, you know, back at Toyama on a napkin, man. And, you know, it's like you said, it's just grown. Every year it's grown, you know, every year, you know, constantly thinking of new ideas and new ways to improve, man. And definitely shout out Dijuan, man. You know, I mention this a lot, but, you know, I think we were getting to a point where, you know, we didn't know if this is really what we wanted to continue doing, man, because, you know, a lot of people don't know on the entrepreneur side. You know, it's hard. You know, it's hard. And, you know, I definitely think Dijuan came in at the perfect time and, you know, gave us and it gave me and KD and the E.A.T Academy as a whole that spark that we needed. And, you know, it definitely, you know, powered us to new levels, heights. To new heights. So, you know, I definitely, you know, appreciate both of them sitting next to me, man. So shout out to E.A.T Academy and shout out to, you know, my Westminster kids. Got the dub last night, Hickory Christian. Big. So I think we're with 18-3 now. So it's definitely a blessing.
Shout out Jacine for fleshing on Buddy last night.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Yeah, Jacine. Yeah, let's get it.
Shout out to Shotmakers Club.
Yeah, perfect.
And while I'm right here, yo, shout out Jalen Hood, Schifino. Shout out Jaden Bradley. Robert Dillingham. Biscuit, a.k.a. Aden Holloway. Jalen Curry, Trey Green. These are all kids now that have come through this door. So don't just think I'm just running off names. Layla Hankerson. Ashley from Mallard Creek.
Alana Smith. Nevaeh Brown.
Tiffany Mitchell, WNBA. Steph Curry, shout out Stephen. He's been in E2. Seth Curry, he's been at E2. And the list goes on, you know. And again, thank everybody. Thank all of y'all. We really appreciate y'all. But we are second to nobody. We are the number one.
Yeah, I love it. I love that energy. And we had to get y'all on because y'all, out of anybody, have probably been name dropped on this podcast more than anybody. So, you know, y'all being Erik's partner. So
and then this
keep name dropping us.
Yeah, and this definitely won't be the last time that Shotmakers comes through the E.A.T Academy.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. We're gonna end it there, man. Shotmakers out. E.A.T Academy out.
Signing off. Peace. Drops mic.